All right, Bobby, I'm going to launch
Yeah.
into a quick history of the world title, and then
Yep.
we'll do our top 5 most consequential. This is not our favorites. This is not the best. This is not anything like that. These are the 5 we think are the most consequential in this countdown. That's the most historical interest are on these 5 people, and we'll get into why with each one. But real quickly, in 1905, the French heavyweight champion, European Greco-Roman champion, and a guy who had just won many tournaments throughout the United Kingdom and Europe was set to face the man who had just won all of the North American championships and was now the American champion, because they were both the 2 people in the world that had the most claim to being the World Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. In 1905, they met. They wrestled. One of them came away the winner, and he was the first world champion, and we'll get to him shortly. But let's start with who we have as number 5, Bobby.
Okay, number 5, coming to you from Dodge, Nebraska, 6'1", 220 pounds. The world's youngest champion at 22 years old is Joe Stecher.
Joe Stecher. I know you did a little research on like his finishing hold and things. So what are some of the things that really stand out about Joe Stecher besides his very young age?
Yeah, he had the great leg strength. That's what he had some older brothers that wrestled, and it became evident that he was going to be the best wrestler of the family once he started beating his middle brother. And he was known as a scissors king. Mm-hmm. He would take them big 100-pound sacks of feed and squeeze them between his legs until they burst. And I thought that was pretty impressive. And of course, that went right along into his finish in wrestling. You had to stay away from his legs. He would do a double leg dive takedown, but if he got you in his legs with the body scissor or leg scissor, called either one. But if he put them around you, he would just, especially if you ever been in, and I've been in one before, and I put someone in a leg scissors. If you're squeezing, I mean, you can be working, but we're talking shooting here. If you feel that person, you can feel their breathing. And if you got that kind of leg strength, once they let out that breath and their diaphragm goes in and you can lock down even more, you can't get another breath. You're tapping out or packing out one or the other. You don't see a lot of these guys nowadays use a lot of the body scissors as they used to. They use a lot of head scissors and triangles and things like that with their legs, of course. But yeah, he had those great leg strength, and he used the body scissor to work in the leg scissors for his finisher. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and Joe Stecher would go on to hold the title 3 times. Which is, I mean, pretty incredible numbers right there, because a multiple reign hadn't really become a thing yet because the world title was still very young. And one of his greatest feuds would be with Ed Strangler Lewis.
Yep, we're going to hear about him in just a little bit, actually.
Yes, we will. Unfortunately, Joe Stecher retired in 1934, suffered an emotional breakdown, and spent the next 30 years institutionalized in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I do believe that later many people who went to visit him while he was there said that he never lost his edge as a wrestler, though.
Yeah, and Luthez, one of those people that visited him, and said that. I like that myself. That's pretty cool. Yeah.